Thank you so much for joining us today for the Pastor's Potluck Podcast. Here on the Pastor's Potluck, it's similar to a normal potluck where you might get something that you want and there may be something that you just want to pass up altogether. And that's okay. There's something here for everybody. Our goal here is to encourage you and maybe in the process entertain you. If you're ready, let's dig in.
Yeah, this is going to be fun.
Welcome.
Hey.
Welcome. Hey, what? We have a stranger.
Da, 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 da.
Who is this guy joining us for?
Yeah, tell us who you are. Tell us about yourself.
My name's Braden.
Talk like you normally do. Come on.
What are you talking
Don't be so humble.
What?
It's me, everybody. We're just picking. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
I'm Braden.
Hey, Braden,
What's up?
tell us a fun fact about you right now.
I can tap dance.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us.
We're bypassing the mystery meat altogether.
We're going to do a performance instead.
Yeah.
Wait, mystery meat. Is there
Cut.
food involved?
No. We'll explain it whenever we get to
Yeah, we'll get there.
it.
You'll love it.
It's kind of weird having somebody on the potluck and you've never listened to it.
Oh, he'll listen to
I
this
cannot
episode.
confirm nor deny those allegations.
No, I know. You already know the answer to that question, which is
very
okay. It's all right. But it's been good to have you here back at church during the holiday break.
You make it sound like I just stopped going to church.
No. You actually,
At Southridge, because where are you normally right now?
I'm currently in school.
speaking
at
that
Wheeling.
microphone.
I am
Yeah,
at
yeah.
Wheeling University
Yeah.
playing soccer.
RAing,
Yeah,
living the RA life.
Studying business.
something like that. You
Something
can call
like-
it studying.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Oh.
Yeah. So you played on our worship team all through high school, at least since I've been here. And then you graduated. And I was dreading the day that you were going to. I was like,
know.
dude, hopefully he stays local.
I feel that about every
Hopefully he goes to like
kid
state
that comes through here.
or
I
Charleston.
cry.
Yeah. And
Oh.
they all leave us. And then, no, but it's been great, being able to, I follow the Wheeling Athletic social media page.
Do you really?
I do.
Oh, my gosh.
He gets a couple posts every once in a while.
Should I follow?
It's funny.
It's really bad. They'll put the score of the football game as the soccer score.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
that's
they're
tough.
making so many of them.
Yeah, that's tough. So
So
many
it's
posts and images.
47 to 52.
Yeah. It's a soccer score.
You're like, that is a
wild.
crazy game. Like,
Wasn't a good day for me in goal.
no.
Wasn't a good day
Great
for
day if
anyone.
you're a striker.
Gosh.
Yeah, that's so funny.
That's
It's like
crazy.
those people that put up the graphics for weather, for the news, for the weatherman or weatherwoman. I don't want to get canceled here,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
and they're like, Friday it's gonna be 1,000 degrees. You're like,
Oh, yeah,
dude,
just the
you,
wrong number.
you clearly messed up.
Yeah, it's like, had a great game yesterday. I shot 74.
Yeah,
Shot 74 and
With-
stay out of
with-
Cleveland
with
where
3
it's 700
birdies.
degrees.
yeah. You're like, I played soccer. Like, what are you talking about? Like, shot birdies.
Yeah, 4 under.
Yeah,
Crazy.
yeah.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, life's good. It's been this holiday season's been great, and we're actually looking forward to the end of the year. One of the things that I like to do always through any kind of season that I'm in, but most importantly, like the end of the year, is just kind of be super grateful,
Oh, yeah.
kind of reminisce of what this past year has brought. Obviously, there's been tons of challenges that all of us have gone through. We've all gone through and maybe experienced loss in our lives. And we've always, dealt with maybe something spiritually that God was faithful in and kind of brought us through. So I just want to talk a little bit about that. What is something this past year for you, Braden, that you kind of look back on and you go, man, I'm just super grateful for that experience that God brought me through, or that I've just been, I don't know, maybe it could have been the relationship with your girlfriend. She's been fantastic. It's been awesome getting to know her a little bit whenever y'all are both in town. But what does that look like? If you look back on this year, if you had to pinpoint something that just stands out to you?
Yeah, I would say where most of my life right now is absorbed by soccer. I eat, sleep, play soccer, and go to church on Wednesday and Sundays.
Yeah.
So that's about my day. So it's definitely, I guess you can say last year going into this year was pretty tough being a freshman playing soccer.
Yeah.
So you go from being like All-American status, top players in the state to very bottom of the totem pole.
Oh,
Yeah.
And so that was tough having to like essentially like sit the bench for the first time ever.
Start over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it's not like it's a whole lot different from being a freshman in high school and everything. Like it's starting over completely. And even this year, going in thinking that you're possibly going to get some play time, and you get humbled very fast to where you're like, man, I'm starting to get comfortable here on the bench.
Yeah.
But then things just start to fall into place, and you never want to root for someone to get hurt, but
Yeah.
when someone does get hurt and then you have to step in, I was grateful to play about 5 or 6 games this year.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's there's something very, very, very spiritual into that that this is, that God has asked you to do something, and then you're doing everything possible to be able to do it. But whenever that opportunity jumps up and that door opens up for you to be able to do what
Yeah,
God
you
has
just gotta
asked you
take
to
it
do.
and run with it.
Man, there's a sermon in there. I know it's just like you just got to be patient and humble in the waiting of what God has asked you to do.
Yeah.
It's just the same thing, like God provided an opportunity for you to be able to go and play soccer for a university, which there's not a lot of people that get to play sports out of high school anymore. That number gets whittled down drastically. And even more so if the situation arises to where you can go and play semi-professional or even professional sports like that. But just you're like, all right, God, like you open up this door for me to get a scholarship.
It's like, I'm here.
Yeah.
Now what's the next door? It's
sit
like
and wait.
you open up one door and then you're in the waiting room
Yeah.
Yeah.
waiting to get called up
Yeah.
to actually play, because today it's harder than ever, because not only are you competing against the best kids in the country, but with soccer you're competing against people across the whole world. So it's very interesting to get to know people from different countries and different continents and what they believe and what they feel. It's very interesting.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah. Did you ever feel God in that moment of waiting? Just kind of like, hey, dude, just your time's coming. Just relax. Like, did you ever like have those conversations with God?
Like,
obviously, I know myself. I would probably. It's all right. Everybody does it. Every episode, somebody kicks
I was
that thing.
stuck and I was like, it just went
Yeah, it's just part of the table that's falling apart. But
for the future.
I know that. I know that. I know that for myself, like my immediate response anytime is to like argue with God. I'm like, dude, you asked me to do this. Like what? And he's more times than not, he's just like, just relax.
Definitely through the good, the bad, and the ugly. It's like you go there, you feel like you're doing everything you can, praying, getting through it. You've gotten there.
Yeah.
You get there in shape, and it's like the hard part is sometimes you don't even get a chance to prove yourself.
Yeah.
So there's definitely some very heartfelt prayers and calls home, questioning, like, is it time to put the cleats up? Do I stick through it or whatnot? So there's definitely a lot of prayer time in the middle of a non-air conditioned dorm room at midnight.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
That'll make you talk to Jesus for sure.
That's so true.
No air conditioning in August.
You're like, dude, can I be uncomfortable in more ways, Lord?
Yes.
Like there's
Add
no air.
another-
Like like I feel like I'm
My
in this
dorm's
waiting-
98. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Gosh, that's great.
So
Spent a lot of time at the pastor's house during that.
yeah.
Oh, you got AC over at the parsonage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll be right over.
Now, do you feel like these moments of waiting and stuff like that has like shaped your perspective on your faith? Like it's got to do something positive because, you know, you were in this season of waiting. You were in this season of you know, just like God, like it feels like I'm going through a trial because like I know you're a very headstrong individual. Like you want to jump in, you want to help make anything happen. You want to do it to the best of your ability. And even if the opportunity's there, you're going to make the opportunity for yourself. Like that's just the type of personality that you are. I love it about you. But in this type of situation, you're like, okay, like
I can't make this happen.
I can't make this
I
happen.
can't just throw myself out on the field and start playing. And
what's-
like
What's a positive that's come out of that for you?
like I became more patient in waiting for God because essentially it took me almost a year and a month or so, over a year to finally get that. Like, yeah, you'll get to play in like second team games, but I mean, it took a lot of patience and knowing that God is hearing what you're saying,
Yeah.
but it's not when you want it, it's when He wants it. Because I don't think I was physically ready last year, and I don't think mentally, soccer-wise, I was mature enough
yeah.
to be able to handle a game that could be a deciding factor of playoffs or not.
Yeah.
So I think once I got that, I played semi-pro this summer and was getting experience playing at a higher level, then He finally gave me, and it was all perfect timing. Like there was a chance that a guy got hurt here in Charleston, like the first game of the season. And I was told to go warm up, and I was like, no, it can't be like this.
Yeah.
My first game can't be in front of my hometown,
yeah.
and it's a tight game. I'm like, it cannot be this.
Yeah.
So I think it was all perfect timing, away game, no expectations.
Yeah.
Feel like it's definitely done right.
Like a
and-
gift.
Yeah.
Like it was a
perfect
gift to
timing.
you for
yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah, I think that there's something that's crazy about something that you mentioned. It just kind of triggered, like this thought pattern. So many times, whenever we feel that God is asking us to do something, and then we step out and we take that leap of faith and we say, God, this is what I'm doing. But it's not quite that time. There is still things that God wants to teach us and instill in us and prepare us for before we actually get to do it.
Yep.
You mentioned that even in this time of waiting, where there is frustration, where you're staying up late, like questioning, like, am I doing the right thing? Trying to get other people's opinions. Am I doing the right thing? Like, I'm not feeling like this is the right thing. But just being committed to what you were brought in to do, conditioning yourself physically, and then also learning more about the responsibility that you were going to have before it was time for you to do.
That's pretty cool.
So many times whenever God asks us to do something, whether that's volunteer, whether that's start giving, whether that's just do whatever it is to help ministry advance, there's still things that we have to learn.
Yeah.
There's still things that we have to be prepared for. We just have to continue to say yes, continue to show up with a good attitude, and be willing to learn those things before God actually does use us.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is not what we had planned.
No. I like this. That was a good direction.
Yeah, it
like
is.
that.
Thank you, Braden.
You're welcome.
That's good stuff. What were we talking about? Gratitude?
I'm
I'm grateful
we were
for
talking
letting
about
us win.
the year end
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
I don't know.
So that was Braden's look back. If I looked back on the past year, a moment of gratitude.
That's what we're doing. Look back.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. If I had to look back in February, this is just like this. I'm not a what is it like when you have things, when you like things? Materialistic. I don't necessarily think I'm a materialistic person, so I don't want this to sound that way. This was just something that was really cool in our world that we never thought would happen. Paul and I, in February, his dad approached him and was like, hey, I, did something for your brother that like really helped him out. It was a gift that was like really a big gift. And he's like, because I try to be a fair father, I want to offer a similar gift to you. And Paul and I were like, no way, dude. Like, that's crazy. And so this past year, he gifted us a vehicle, which is like the craziest. And we were just like, we knew a vehicle was in our path because we were both driving. Like, my car is like 12 years old, maybe. Paul's car was like 16 years old. No car payments. Tried to do maintenance on them the best we could. Like, they were getting us places, no real issues. But we were like, we will have to do this soon. And we weren't sure how. And like, just to have, that was just such a really cool moment of like, man, God, thank you for taking care of us. Because we've tried to be really faithful in our finances to God. And it's not always easy. Like, there's times where it literally has been sacrificial to do things that we feel like God wants us to do with our finances. And to like see something provided for us. It wasn't like a check came in the mail.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like some people will say like, give to God and you'll receive tenfold. Like, because there's scripture that backs up like God's generosity towards his people. But it's usually not like, a dollar for a dollar. Like, that's not God's exchange rate.
No.
Like, it's different. It's usually better.
Yeah.
Like, and so to have something like that happen this past year was just so cool. And we've been able to use that vehicle for like ministry purposes, like hauling stuff around for youth events, transporting students or transporting materials for events or like donations or just different things that we couldn't do that with our regular vehicles that we had. And now we've got like a vehicle that holds people and things, and it's reliable. It's just like, it was the coolest. Like, I look back, I'm like, I'm so thankful. Like, God just really took care of us. And that's something I feel grateful for.
Yeah. This past year has been, there's been a lot spiritually for myself, and it's just like personal stuff. But I've been really challenged to just go deeper in my faith with the Lord. And because of that, I've been challenged to lead the team that I oversee differently. And so we've been setting up some things that are going to change what we do. Not necessarily in like the terms of what we do, but just how we do them next year. And it's almost kind of like a waiting season still, like, because I'm still learning. I'm still grabbing onto things that God's like throwing out there. But it's just been amazing because time and time again, he has proven his faithfulness. Like, we've been put through the ringer with like our vehicles. We've been just fixing and fixing and fixing and fixing and fixing and fixing. And then whenever we think it's over, like a tire pops. Like, and
that
then
literally happened this week, Braden.
Literally happened.
Which one? Tahoe?
No, the Prius.
The Prius.
The Prius is parked. Like, not driving it because I don't have the money to fix it. Like, there's something wrong with it, and I don't know what it is. But anyway,
Those electric
it's been a lot.
vehicles.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
It's the nails in the street.
Well, it just sounds
They're
like I got a
Out to
stinking.
get you.
Sounds like I got like a cat stuck in like one of the belts.
Oh, dude.
It's not a belt.
Have you checked to make sure there's not a cat stuck?
You have
in?
any neighborhood
No,
cats
because
missing?
it goes away after about 10 minutes, but
Yeah.
the whole car shakes for 10 minutes, and that's not healthy for it.
Yeah, that's definitely been a weight on you guys' shoulders this year, for sure.
But God's been good. Like, we haven't missed a meal.
Yeah.
All of our bills have been paid on time. We've actually had some money to be able to save and do things. Like Christmas was not a big burden because we had money to be able to do those things for the kids. And, God provided a home for us this past year.
Right.
And
Oh my gosh, was that?
it was
20,
a year ago Thanksgiving.
23.
Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy. You guys just lapped 1 year.
Yeah.
Wow. That's cool.
A lot of craziness. We were able to open our home to foster. I was thinking foster and home. So
That was 24.
yeah, that was this year. So we opened up our home for foster kids, and we've had 3 kids come through our house, and one of them is still currently with us. But it's just been Probably a very life-giving and eye-opening experience, because there's been times to where I don't know that these kids would have ever been exposed to anything Jesus related. And I hate that they had to go through the situation that they did, that brought us to us, because it is terrible what a lot of these kids have to go through. But I'm grateful, and I'm trying to maximize the time that I do have with them to expose them to as much Jesus as I possibly can. It's been amazing because even though you don't know if they've acted on that call to like become a follower of Jesus, you know that a seed's been planted, and who knows if something that they go through later on in life, they can look back and go, man, when was my life like okay? Like when did I feel like I had everything going for me? Obviously not my childhood. Obviously not the situation that I'm going through now, but maybe the time that I was at the Bodker's house. Oh yeah, we went to church all the time. I wonder if he's still there. And then they show up randomly.
You don't know.
And because of that, like they give their life to Jesus. I don't know I don't know. I hope that they have an experience like that maybe, and they get the opportunity to become a Christ follower, because try not to get emotional, but I hope that that they do become a Christ follower just because of the short amount of time that they've lived with us.
I am grateful for you guys taking that step this past year. I think that it changed not just your life and your home, but other people in your circle of influence. To see you guys step out in that way, it makes an impact. Like literally this little kid sitting next to us right now, like the things that we do in faith make an impact on those around us. I don't know if you remember this, but I shared my gratitude came from sacrifice financially. Do you remember whenever we paid off our little house, Braden, and we moved into the new house, and you were at our house, and we made an announcement to you and a couple of other student leaders that we were working with, and we said, you guys, we just sold our other house, which means we paid off all of our debt. Braden, you were probably, it was 3 years ago, so you were 16, 17?
Was this
how old are you now?
I'm 20.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
Was
anyway.
this the construction?
It was no. That is for a different episode. There was a time when we were prepping our house for sale, and Braden took pictures with our pit bull in the streets wearing a construction outfit,
and a do-rag,
acting like he was like on a rap CD cover, album cover. It was that was a wild time. Anywho, no, this was in our home. And we said we just paid off our debt because these kids would invite us to stuff. And what would we say all the time? We'd say, like, no. Like, we can't do. You guys want to go to lunch after church?
She used to always say, when they are out of debt, there will be signs.
There will be signs. There will be signs when we're not in debt anymore. And so, like, we'd say no to stuff. And Braden doesn't know better. He's a kid. And he's going, you guys serious? Like, you really not going to do that? You really not going to go there? And we were just like, yeah, we're serious. Like, we're serious about this calling. And when we paid off the debt, I remember Braden going, you guys are out of debt? I can still see it in my mind because it like scarred me for life. And he stares at me and he goes, so you're rich now.
Yeah.
And I went, no, we're more poor than we've ever been.
If only that's how
money works. But now we can go do fun things.
Yeah, we're like, but now maybe we could go to lunch every once in a while.
That's funny. Sounds like awesome. A 5-year-old, like with no concept of money. Like
instead of getting 6 wings, Paul gets 18 now.
That's right. And he sits there and he forces us all to sit there while he eats them all.
Yeah, he takes his time now.
Oh, yeah. That was
That's
awesome.
funny.
But I think that, like, you guys doing that's the impact that's happening to other people, too. Like, your commitment to the calling that your family has to do that this past year and the future it's speaking to people around you.
Oh, I
That's
would
the
hope
coolest.
that I hope that people kind of look at their situation and they go, you know what, like God has blessed me with a house and I've got
Yeah.
empty rooms.
Yeah.
Why are they not filled?
Yeah. Looking for opportunities. And if they're not in a place to do that, look for ways to partner with people who are.
Like I get
and
it,
organizations that are. Like there are things that they can get involved in, which is great.
The crazy thing is that what people don't realize whenever it comes to like the foster care system, you can sign up just to become like a weekend advocate,
respite house.
a respite
Yeah.
house.
Yep.
And what that is that gives foster parents who have kids, maybe say for 3 months, and they need a vacation. They need to, just go reconnect with one another.
Yep.
And so what they do is they take the foster kids and they put them in a respite home just for say Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yep.
And then they pick them up and
Yep.
and it's not even it's just a one-time one and done.
Yep.
And it provides an opportunity for families because look, let's be honest, like fostering does have its moments to where it is very patient, trying, and there are long evenings and there's meltdowns, there's all kinds of things, because the way that these kids are trying to process a lot.
Yeah.
And that's no fault of their own. But it does get trying for foster parents. And so I understand if you're like retired and you're, whatever, you're 70 plus years old and, maybe you have physical limitations or whatever. Like I get it.
Yeah.
But there's people my age that still have an empty room in their house.
Yeah.
And
There's opportunity there.
there's opportunity.
Yep. Yep.
I mean, if we're called to be like Jesus, aren't we supposed to help out the sick, the lonely, the brokenhearted,
True religion
the
is
genes?
helping. True religion is helping the orphans and the widows, like being there for them,
Yeah.
like finding them, seeking them, and being a part of the solution to their issues. And I think that there's definitely opportunities for that for folks. This coming year, perhaps in 2025, people can look for opportunities
Yeah.
because stuff like that doesn't just show up at your door. You have to kind of look for it, even though it's everywhere.
Yeah.
It is everywhere, but and I think it's a like getting my mind off of my own issues and my own wants and desires
Yeah.
and looking at the life of others. And whenever you do that, you start to see where you can be. Like
Yeah.
you can start to see where you can help, where you can serve, where you can give, where you can sacrifice, where you can do these things in a way that leads to healing and hope for others. But you have to kind of like step away from your own life for a minute. And that's not easy. It's not easy to do that.
No.
It's trusting that God is big enough to take care of yourself and your problems. And that doesn't always come natural.
Yeah. If there's some things that you're possibly like looking forward to for next year, Braden, besides getting married,
Oh, what? What's
It's
happening?
a little early for that.
bruh, I thought, dude, if
You trying to get
if a look
everybody
could
married
murder
up in this
someone,
piece.
I
now?
I feel murdered.
That one, yeah.
I
gotta
feel the
double.
life.
Ryan's getting married this summer.
Yes,
I
that's
can't,
right.
Yeah,
that'll
Ryan
be
is-
Yeah.
that'll be my excuse.
No, but is there some things that maybe that you're looking forward to this next year? What are some things that like you're anticipating?
Looking forward to a couple things. Couple things in the works at school with developing different Christian organizations and whatnot. Because
That's exciting.
I've gotten to I'm on the campus activity board, so I'm starting to have a lot of say in meetings with important people throughout the school. And I mean, there's some like it's a Catholic institution, so there's like a Bible study, but it's in the basement of the chapel
Yeah.
with the father. So it's like,
Yeah.
I know if I don't like going to it, there's a lot of other people at school that aren't Catholic
Yeah.
that just don't like that
They
vibe.
could probably connect with something else
Yeah.
more.
So we got a couple things in the works there. So excited to see what happens there. And then just excited to see I potentially could be graduating next year. So
What?
that could happen.
What semester?
End of spring. If I
Spring 26?
yeah.
No way.
So we'll see.
That's
if
wild.
I can get the classes in. But
That's crazy.
If
definitely,
25 works out, you're saying? Like if 25,
yeah. Like if,
huh?
because I'm taking full courses this
Yeah.
semester, and then if I can do that next 2 semesters, if it all works out, I could potentially
Crazy.
graduate in 3 years.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
That's what I'm looking forward to.
That's a lot.
And then
That's
just
awesome.
seeing what God is doing in the Ohio Valley
Mhm.
with the church I go to, because they have a lot of big things going up
Yeah.
at Newbridge, and
Yep.
just hope that God is moving up north.
Yeah.
Well, I love that I was able to be here, but I have to
No way.
skedaddle.
No, wait. No, you got to
Yeah,
do this.
Let's do this.
All right, all
we
right.
can
Okay,
finish
so
without
this is
you,
a
but
mystery
look at
meat.
this.
This is a mystery meet.
Okay.
I think we can actually wrap up.
Oh,
because
yeah.
It was good.
I agree.
Good conversation.
Nana
Um,
doesn't have power, needs the generator turned on.
Aw,
So,
Nana.
mystery meat question. What it is? It's just like a mystery meat at a potluck. A whole bunch of randomness in here.
Okay.
Whenever you grab something and scoop it on your plate, sometimes it's like the most amazing thing that you've ever had. Sometimes you just
I'm definitely not doing that at a potluck.
yeah.
Yeah, this is one of the pickiest eaters I've ever
That's
known.
all right. Maybe you get chicken tenders, maybe you don't.
Dino nuggies.
But sometimes these questions are good. Sometimes you have to answer them. You have to try it at least.
Yeah.
But we've had some pretty stupid questions on here.
Hey, I wrote some of those stupid
Oh,
questions.
this one's not too bad. What's the most unexpected compliment you've ever received?
Unexpected compliment.
I'll tell you this one. And this has happened at least once a decade.
Oh, I got a good one.
It happens once a decade, and it's happened 4 times in my life. Somebody, I don't know, it's always been a female. Some lady comes up to me and she goes, "You have the prettiest color on your lips."
Get out.
And she tells me that. It's an old lady always. I promise you. It is the weirdest thing. It's unexpected, but it's supposed to be a compliment.
You know, Jared, now that I'm thinking about it,
Oh, no. But it's unexpected and it's a compliment. Like, I'm not making that up. I'm dead serious. Like, that legit happens.
Oh, I love that. Love.
one happened to me. The one that I can really think of it was an unexpected compliment. That was really uncomfortable and weird. Not as weird as yours,
Dude, it is, dude.
but I think it was last Christmas break when I came in the first week from school.
Yeah.
And last year I hadn't made it home at all until Thanksgiving break
Yeah.
because of season. And I came back with my girlfriend, and she has a nephew, a baby nephew, and he came into town.
Oh,
and at
boy.
the time, he was just a couple months old. And the amount of people in this church that came up telling me congratulations because they thought I went to college and had a kid was very unexpected.
I know, dude.
Including your wife was the first person to come up and ask questions.
Dude, that's Erica.
Yeah, because the first time people see me in a year and I come in with a newborn baby does not look too well.
No,
Oh, that's got me set.
yeah. That thought never crossed my mind because I think I know you well enough. But I did see a lot of people like approaching you, and I'm going
A lot of crazy
these
looks when I walked
I said,
in church.
poor Braden. Like, these people are trying to figure out if he's a dad.
Oh,
was like-
gosh.
And they're like, "Oh, we understand why you didn't post it on social media." He's like, "Post what on social media?"
I was so confused.
Yeah.
They were like coming over asking these questions and like I
He's
was
got
just,
your eyes. You're like, whose eyes? He's got a different dad.
I'm like we're not even the same color. Like it's not possible. It was just
Dude, I forgot. I forgot.
I was like, next
Forgot
time he
about
comes
that-
in, I'm gonna have to
that
come
bit
in with
of
the church going, he
information.
is not my child.
Oh, that's so great.
Okay, next to you, Anna.
Well, I'm gonna stay actually in that lane because this does happen to me because I'm a youth pastor.
Yeah, we always knew you
people-
would make a good dad.
People will think that I'm these kids' parents
Every
all the
time we go out and eat.
They'll be like,
And we just play on with it.
it's the worst. And I'm not even, I mean, I'm getting older than them now. Like,
yeah.
but for a minute, like, I'm not old enough to even be the parent. And I don't think that I look like the parent, but that's okay because these kids chum it up.
Yeah,
and
like
they
when
be
we were
thanks
like
for
13,
getting
14.
dinner, Mom.
Yeah.
And I'm all of a sudden the mom at the table with all these kids. And I have had people like, oh, your kids are really well-mannered. I'm like, these aren't my children.
Yeah.
But thank you, because I would slap them if they weren't. I'm sorry. I'm not out here
I
slapping.
mean, and there are times in the summer where we're with you
all the time.
more than we're with our actual parents.
Yeah.
All the time.
And so you definitely can play that role very well,
yeah.
but we definitely make it a lot worse when we're out in public.
Yeah.
Because, I mean,
So-
Paul definitely looks old enough to be a dad.
Yeah, he be wearing that dad beard.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got that going on. But and it's a compliment, but I'm going, I don't know that I'm even able
Is that
to
possible?
do that. Like, but anyway.
Awesome. Dude, thank you for being on. I know it was kind of like impromptu, but I enjoyed the conversation. We hope all of y'all enjoyed it as well. We'll see you next episode for...
See you next year.
See you next year. Oh, yeah.
Because this is airing on the 27th of
Stop
December.
that. I don't care.
You would love that.
you
That's
next year.
dad joke stuff. You like that stuff.
I know, but I've already said it, so it's over.
Oh, gosh.
But anyways, we have a really special episode for you next week, so you do want to join in for that. It's a really special look back.
Yes.
So, but we love you all. Thank you so much for listening. We hope that you've had an amazing holiday season, Christmas season, and we will see you next year.
Dang it, I'm out. I'm out of here.
Thank you so much for listening in with us today. We really appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You can also follow us on social media, on Facebook, Instagram. You can also watch the video version of this on YouTube as well. All you have to do is search up the Pastor's Potluck Podcast. From all of us here, we want to say thank you, and we'll see you next week.